Hi guys, happy Saturday. Yeah, happy Saturday. So, alright, upon request, I'm gonna try to kind of guide you guys through how to interpret the tarot. I know my voice, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. No clue. There we go. Okay, so for me personally, how I interpret tarot cards, wow, it's been a long time since I've spoke on how to actually interpret the cards. Let's see, so you have your regular deck. You pick what is the easiest deck for you. So it's all about symbolism. The symbols with the major arcana of the tarot, they are all archetypal. They're archetypal energies, things that are everywhere in the world. A collective language, I don't know if that's what I want to say. Like the Lover's card, that is something through all cultures, all faiths, all religions, all language, people understand love. The Death card, people understand what, that means, a transition, a new beginning. So, what else? The Star, guidance. Alright, so everybody knows these, major archetypal energies that we have with the major arcana. So, you start with the major arcana only. Those are the big keys. Those are the clues into, okay, boom, you have a major arcana card that you drew. Okay, boom, you pay attention to that card. If you want, you can take from the minor cards. Those give you a little bit more detail into each of the major cards. So, you can do that. You can read through the book. For me, I do the Cosmic Tarot. Obviously, everybody knows that. I love the Cosmic Tarot. It speaks to me. The imagery is just, let's see if I can pick a image here. Here's the Star card. So you want to pick what is going to trigger your subconsciousness. So, how do you feel about this card? What do you do with this card? For me today, this would represent the Ecology card. So, what do I see in the Star? Let's see, so lots of water, blue, cool, calm, collected energy, collected energy. And then we have the Star, but we also have the Magdalene Star, which is the Star of David up at the top. So what does that represent? It's the ultimate pentagram, the tetragrammatron, basically. So, that would represent magical knowledge of, the emotions. Basically, you just have to figure them out for yourselves. Because it's not, I don't think it's something that I can teach. So just keep going through one card a day. Draw one card a day. That's all you have to do. And then read the definition in the book. So, a lot of people start with the Rider-Waite Tarot. I personally do not like the Rider-Waite Tarot. I used it and it didn't click. Nothing clicked in my brain. And then I finally got the Cosmic Tarot and it started to click. I never thought I'd be able to read cards for people alive. I always thought it would be just plain channeling or just the board, but it became to where every day, every night, I would sit down with Baphomet, and I got a specific journal, every journal for the tarot, for the cards. So I would shuffle them and think about, okay, this is how you phrase your questions too. So there's no yes or no in tarot, sadly, but there are different spreads and different, cards that can say yes or no, but I don't get that. I don't do time frames. They're not, you can't be really specific with timing, except if you move into the Lenormand Tarot cards, which are totally different, and they are probably the earliest Italian deck you will ever find. So, with that being said, just find a deck that is really speaks to you. What does it say to you? What do the cards say to you? Phrase your sentences. Instead of, will I come into this lump sum of money? I need some insight into if I will be coming into the said lump sum of money. You can't ask questions like, I get a lot of these, I want just a general. So, okay, well, you can do a general, but really what it's going to happen is it's going to pick up on what you want. So it's going to be the most, your most inner desires, your needs, what your subconscious is saying. So even though it may not make sense to you, say I pulled the lover's card for you, or the chariot and the lover's card. So the chariot would tell me that you are in control. You are the charioteer and the one in the chariot. The subjects would be whatever you are having, control over, whatever you're trying to control. So that's kind of a very controlling kind of card, but it has many different meanings. So it's just literally every person has a different meaning for every single card. The lovers, you can pull that card. How do you feel about that card? What strikes you in the images, in the pictures, all of that? You've really got to look into those images, especially the archetypal ones. So every day, so here's an exercise every night. So sit down, do some deep breathing. I use I incorporate a lot into my tarot readings, cards, crystals, stones, anything that's going to produce a positive energy, anything that's going to let me tap into my psychic abilities, or the collective unconscious, because that is where all this information is coming from. It's like a giant, people like to call them the Akashic Records. I don't honestly like that term. It sounds way too new agey. So I like to think of it as just a collective pool of data stored somewhere. Where? I don't know. Do you guys know? I don't. So somewhere out here. Somewhere here. So we're literally tapping into that collective pool of data to draw down that bit of information when we focus on a certain person. And then the way you shuffle the cards, people tell you don't shuffle them the certain way. You do what you feel is right. There's no wrong way or right way to read the cards. So you can shuffle them like this if they're big. Just keep going and think about what the energy of that next day is going to be like. So what will, I need some insight into the energy for tomorrow. Let's see, so just keep focusing, really focus. I need some insight into the energy of the day for tomorrow, for Sunday. So just keep shuffling. Shuffle until you feel you're ready. It takes 22 times to shuffle. 22 shuffles to fully, completely shuffle a deck of cards. That's for traditional playing cards, and don't ask me how to read those because I have no clue. So, alright. And then I just kind of hold them in my hands and just kind of put my energy into them, and I close my eyes, obviously. You guys see me do this live all the time. And I just kind of think, I need some insight into the type of energy that is, for tomorrow. Insight into the energy of tomorrow, Sunday. And then you just kind of breathe and get into your zone, and then I like to tap 3 times. Just kind of awakening them up. Pull a card. Okay. Princess of Swords. So that would represent a lot of mental activity going on. Let's see, how do I feel about her? What do you guys feel about her? What do you guys feel about her? Her bird, her sword, her emblem of air on her, the way her eyes are positioned. So it could be a very serious Sunday. It could be a various time for study, thinking, a lot going on with the mind, mental energy. So she's a messenger, though. She's a court card. So the princess, she brings messages. So you could have a very good message for tomorrow, but you have to draw more cards on top of this. So we have a messenger, Princess of Swords. Now let's see what the next one would be. We have the 8 of Pentacles. So that to me would represent pretty much focusing on tomorrow. It could be gardening. It could be magical abilities. It could be money issues. It could be manifesting things. So you really have a lot to go on with the Pentacles and the Swords. So, but yes, do that every night. Or yeah, if you want to, every single night with the tarot cards. Shuffle them. Hold them. Get your energy into them. Some people say you have to sleep with them for 9 nights or 10 nights, wrapped in only black silk. I don't believe that. I think those are tarotisticians. So, and then some people will tell you that you have to be gifted a deck of cards, and I was told that when I was getting into it. But yeah, I didn't believe it. I did not believe the woman that told me all this. It was my best friend's sister. No, she's not my best friend, but it was her sister. So she, she read my cards and all this stuff, and she described a man that would come into my life. And oddly enough, I was not out at that time. So it was pretty creepy because she was very accurate. So she stopped reading the cards because she predicted a death. I will tell you this, that really honestly, it's like 1 in like 1,000, a million, 1 in 1 million to actually predict a death through the tarot cards. That's not what they're for. They can't predict the future either. The future is too fluid, and it's ever changing. So, with, say those 2 cards that we pulled, the Princess of Swords, and what other one? The 8 of Pentacles. So, say she is telling you to maybe watch your money, maybe watch what's going on around you, maybe watch, your material possessions so nobody tries to, take them. She's very serious, so I would take that as a very serious message. And then this gives you even more detail. And you can keep pulling cards on top of these to get even more detail. So, and then try to see what the story is. Try to make a story out of it. See, so that could represent, let's say, your sister. So she is going to be very, very studious and very, very laser focused tomorrow on material wealth, spirituality. It could be money, it could be material possessions, it could be concern over material possessions and material wealth and not wanting to lose that. So make a story out of them. It works. It's very, very good to actually do that. So, but literally just sit, calm, be very calm about it. Don't try too hard, because I remember being so frustrated. I did not know what the cards meant. I couldn't get that part of my brain to kind of open that. So that's been fully opened, and wow, it's crazy. But yes, get a journal specifically dedicated to your tarot, and then pull 1 card for the next day. Do it at night, or you can do it that day, and see how that day corresponds with what you feel from that card. So everything you feel, write down. Everything. But also write down the definition of the card. Or read it. Writing it down helps more, because then you know what that card means. It's subconsciously up there. So when you pick that card and you draw it for somebody and you're reading for your client, boom. It's going to unconscious. Your subconscious is going to leak it into your conscious. And it will come out when you see that card. So it's like a trigger. It's with like having keys within the tarot cards to trigger your subconscious to say, hey, this is going to happen, this possibly could happen. So future, it will show you a lot of the future. I don't really depend on these cards for fortune telling, for future, to looking into the future. That's what the Lenormand cards are for. But then again, I still don't believe that you can fully tell what's going to happen in the future through the cards, because it's so fluid and ever-changing. So it's just, you can try. If it's like negative, if you get like the Devil card, obviously that is, society as we know it right now. It would chain down to material things, addictions, cigarettes, anything. So that's the basis of the Devil card, would be addiction, being chained down to something that you want to free yourself from. So it's very different. Excuse me. It's very different for everybody. So you have to find your own way to do the cards. So yeah, just, if it's most places today, like when I was younger, like my teenage years, you could go and you could actually go and you could like touch the cards, because they would have them. Like hair swatches, so you can see what color. They would have tarot swatches, so they would have a full deck with a hole in it at the top, like this, and it would be on one of those giant rings, and you would be able to actually look at the cards. I don't think they do that anymore. So you could get a feel for if you wanted to use that deck, if you didn't. So that's the easiest way to get your deck. There's so many. I mean, so many. I have probably about 60. I never thought I'd get more tarot cards, or I never thought I'd have more tarot decks than Ouija's, but I do. So there's so much that you can just, I mean, focus on a situation. If you want insight into a situation, hold the cards in your hands and just keep your mind calm, clear. Of course, all these thoughts are going to start to jump up, but make sure you know that spirit speaks first. Your ego speaks second, so always listen to that first voice. No, the tarot cannot open a doorway to anything. It's just like the Ouija. I don't know how you would communicate with spirits through the tarot cards. A lot of people do. I'm not sure how. I guess certain spirits have, assigned cards, especially for like Haitian Voodoo, and Sally Ann Glassman has a very amazing New Orleans Voodoo tarot deck, which that's probably the only Voodoo deck I would actually use or purchase. The others, I don't agree with Voodoo. I do agree with Sally Ann Glassman though, and her review on not sacrificing animals, being vegetarian or vegan. So I really like that, and people give her shit for what she does, and I think that's ridiculous because she is one knowledgeable, and she is very, very, I mean, just amazing. She is one amazing woman, and she works hard. She works her ass off. So, but yeah, a lot of people will tell you, what's going on in your life with your tarot cards, or with if you're getting a reading from somebody, or you do the Celtic Cross and it's telling you what is going on, the energies that are happening now. And then you get the top cards, your top two, your 5 and your 6. So and that is supposed to represent what might happen depending on your actions. So if you're hoping to get out of debt, but you keep spending and spending and spending and charging, okay, well, you didn't take the advice of the other cards, so it's going to inevitably, you're going to fall into even more debt. So you have to take into consideration every card, their position, the meaning. I know it sounds like a lot. It does. It really sounds like a lot, because for me, I was like completely overwhelmed. I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this. One day, it just clicked, especially with Baphomet. When I started doing the tarot cards, tarot with Baphomet like I do, every morning you guys get, patrons get, on my Patreon page, a daily reading for what is going to happen and what is going on for that day. Today we had some pretty good cards. We did have the snake card, which to me would represent, literally a snake in your garden, disloyal friends, trickery, loss, theft, kind of a warning, just kind of letting you know that there could be, a little bit of negativity going on in your, in your situation. But then there's other cards, in the Lenormand card, like the bouquet. The bouquet will, overpower all of the negative cards and lessen them, and then strengthen even the positive cards more so. So, but it's completely different from reading regular cards. I don't get from the Lenormand cards the insight and the bursts or downloads of information that I do from like any other, cosmic tarot deck or Rider-Waite's. But that's how I interpret my cards. Sometimes after doing somebody's Ouija session, I will actually shuffle the cards. I always do it 4 times. I don't know why. They say probably about 3 times, and then put them into 3 piles. Pick them back up any way you want. What I do, my right hand, my dominant hand, put them over each pile. Whatever one is the warmest, I pick up, and then put them all together. And that's how I do that. That's just the energy that's radiating from the cards. So, but it really is, it's all symbolic. It's very symbolic. Literally, if somebody in prison were to study the cards and use them the proper way, they would never have to know what is going on through the newspapers or the TV or the news to know what's going on outside that prison cell. They would know, because that's how accurate the Major Arcana is, and that's how accurate the tarot cards are. So they are very, very, very accurate. But then you have people that, if you want to read for people, it's very hard when they're blocked. when they're trying to test you just to see if it's real. I think they're mocking you, and that's what a lot of people like to do, and I think it's ridiculous. And then we can get on the topic of charging. A lot of people find it very stupid to charge for, monetary gain for, reading, but it takes a lot of energy. It takes your energy, it takes your time. So if this is your profession, your life, like it is mine, then you charge. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't go to a lawyer for free, you don't go to a dentist for free, you don't get anything for free in this world. So if I want a reading, I have to pay for it. It's very simple. So trying to think of what else I can tell. I've always used the cards on the board, so I have a for instance that I can share with you guys. Say you're in a cemetery, which I was very young, 17, maybe 18, not legally of age to drink yet. And we went to a grave, and we wanted to know, if there were any spirits that needed help crossing over. So shuffled the cards, female cards came up, so that was kind of a female energy. So we kind of took it as, there's a female, and it kind of gave more information, and it just told a giant story. Every single card I had was laid out. And we told an entire story. It was incredible. So that's kind of how that works. You have to put the pieces together. It's like a puzzle. It's very difficult. It's very difficult at first. If it was for me, some people it just comes naturally. It did not come naturally for me. I had to work. Practice. I had people to practice on. I would not recommend doing any kind of mind-altering substances or any kind of uppers to actually help you to open up, because when the dopamine is opened and the serotonin is open and you have an overload, you are going to get a lot of psychic information. A lot. Don't do it. Don't. At all. And then, just for your own safety, for your own health, don't do that, because it's a very negative thing. But I know when I took Adderall, it would help me to read the cards, so well. It was creepy accurate, but I don't like that. I don't like to do that. It's really bad for your health and your brain. So you want to keep your brain intact. They say, smoking and coffee and all this stuff puts holes in your aura. I don't believe that crap. You can either read the cards, learn how to read them, or you can't. So, either you're going to learn to read them, or you're just not gonna. It's just, there's no in between. You either like them or you hate them. Now, the oracle cards, those are very difficult for me. I can't just draw up an oracle card and pick up information like that, like I can with the tarot. It just doesn't work like that for me. Yeah, it's just, crystals, all kinds of crystals. Make sure you sage your cards, cleanse them. When you first get them, just run them over, just let sage, smoke, engulf them. Charge them in the full moon, that's a good idea. Crystals, quartz crystals, you can keep with them to keep them kind of cleansed and, ready for your next reading. But yes, first and foremost, always write down. Do the one card to begin with, and then move on. And then keep doing it. Go back and see, okay, how did that card go with my day? Did it correspond? Did anything happen that I felt? Eventually you're going to have that. It's just going to start, happening, and you're going to see patterns. So you're going to see a lot of patterns that pop up with you for the cards. So it's up to you to determine what kind of patterns they are and why they're appearing, and if it's a problem that you need to fix, or if it's just something that needs a little bit more of attention. But what else? It's just practice. Read the definitions. Read more than one book. I have so many books on tarot. You have got to read more than just one book on the cards. So yeah, definitely take into consideration dream moods. Carl Jung actually read his archetypal ones, like the moon, the sun, all of those. Lovers, go through the dream dictionary, or you can do, I think he has a page on dream moods, where you can type in the tarot card that you get, and it will actually give you more insight into that card. So it's very psychological. You influence the cards, and then when you're reading for somebody, they are influencing the cards by the way you're shuffling. So when they tell you to stop, okay, there we go. They're focusing and putting their energy into those cards so they can get insight into their situation. So it's really, for me, it's not hard anymore at all. Some people are easier to read than others. Some people I just can't read. Some people are so closed off that it's just, it doesn't work. So they're just not the best of people to read, and that's not, I have very accurate, readings and, Ouija sessions, and I never thought I'd get this far. I never thought I could actually read the cards like that. And then once you do start to read those cards, and you will develop abilities. You'll develop your own abilities. It wakens your psychic centers up, so it's actually really good. It's a really good precursor to opening up your psychic abilities. Same with the board. Same with the board. Works just as well as the cards. But yeah, don't let anybody tell you that you can't buy your own cards. Don't let anybody tell you that your own interpretation of the cards are wrong, because they're not. Like Dion Fortune said, there is no room for authority within the occult, and that's very true. So you do what is best for you, what you feel is best with the cards. If you want to go by the book, go by the book. If you don't. Don't listen to other people. Don't let them ruin your tarot experience. So that is literally how I interpret the cards. So yeah, it's just first pick. Well, I'll review again. First, get a deck that you're, familiar with, or that you like, that draws your eye, or your attention. Look at the cards, go through them each, all of them, look at them, study, read every single meaning. Sage them, just get them, saged, cleansed. You can put a quartz crystal in with them. You can put any kind of stone that will help with psychic abilities and divination, such as amethyst. Very good one. Or numite. That's very expensive, but it works incredibly, and it gives you visions. So try that. When you're beginning, don't do any kind of like mugwort tea or incense. You want to be fully and completely sober. That's the only way I can read. I can't read any way else. I have to be completely 100% sober during the entire day to read and channel. Or it's not a clear channel. It would just be really bad for me personally. What else? So yes, get a journal dedicated just to the tarot cards. Draw one card, focus on holding them. The energy of the next day. Focus. Shuffle. You want to tap on them 3 times, and that's what I consider just kind of being polite, kind of like opening a book, literally. The major arcana is the book of life. Oh God, what is it? What book is it? Let's see. The Ritual and Doctrine of High Magic by Eliphas Levi gives a great deal of information on the cards. So if you have 2 different cards, major arcana cards, you can multiply the number, and then, if you have minor cards, you can multiply the number down to a single digit, and then you can go to your major cards, the major arcana, and get that card out, and that gives you more insight into a situation as well. I mean, there's so much that you can actually do. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty fun. So I would just suggest to start with one card a day, and see for the next day what is that going to bring me? What is tomorrow going to bring? And then really, really study those meanings. Study the meanings. Even if you get the same card over for the next day, rewrite that same definition down. Literally, rewrite the same definition down. I know with the Cosmic Tarot, you get a very long definition. You get the cosmos, you get the human community, you get the individual. So you have a bunch of different meanings, different contexts of how these cards affect different aspects and areas of your life and the lives of others. But I mean, it's really enlightening. It's very nice. It's a good way to start. I love it. So I love to read the cards. They're amazing. So if you guys, I mean, it just depends. If plain, regular Rider-Waite tarot cards are the ones for you, go ahead and get them. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to have somebody buy them for you, because that's not true. Not at all. Yeah, they can't open a portal to anything. They have the same wrap as basically the board does. I mean, they're not seen as so evil as much as the board, but some people, I mean, yeah, they go overboard, like Lorraine Warren. I'm not, downing her, but I find it quite funny that she warns people against psychics. What was she? She was a psychic. She was a clairvoyant. So she warns against these things. Tarot cards, pendulums. How do you think she used her rosary? Why was it always wrapped around? And she literally had the cross with the 5 beads, that section hanging. And she would let it move and swing different ways. And you can see in old video clips of her and Ed and investigations, if you dig good enough on the internet, you will find those, and you will see her using her rosary as a pendulum. So she does, I mean, I don't know why she would advise against being, opening your psychic abilities up. She, coming from a very strong Roman Catholic faith, that's obviously, brainwashing in a way. So I just don't understand why she would advise against psychics when she herself was psychic too. Or seances, when she and Ed did a seance in the Amityville, and they both said something completely went wrong. So, but yeah, you're not going to get possessed by the cards. Nothing can happen. They're just cards. It's all up here. Don't let anything self-fulfilling happen, because you don't deserve that. But yes. So, practice, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I missed anything or left anything out, let me know. And yeah, I hope, I can't remember who asked for this video, but I hope it helps. I do. If you have questions, you can email me. My email and everything, all of my public pages, everything are down below. And make sure you hit that bell button, because I know YouTube is not notifying people, so you get all the latest of my videos. And yeah, let me know what you guys think and how you guys, interpret your cards and what you do. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I love you all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, all my love, I talk too much, sorry. All the way from Venus, all the way back down. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Sundays with Satan. And if you want more of this tarot interpretation, I do have a lot of videos on the tarot, going through every deck I have almost. So, you guys can see those too, and they give definitions, so you can put it on repeat. If you can stand my voice for that long, I can't, so I would rather listen to somebody else. Not me, no. So, but alright guys, I hope you enjoy. I love you all. Everybody have a great weekend. Try to. And stay cool, because it's very hot. Well, it is where I am. So yeah. But yes, just try. Practice, practice, practice. And if you fail, practice, 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 practice. Just keep practicing. So, yes, I wish you all the best of luck with interpreting your cards, and enjoy. So, love you all, and thanks for watching, guys.